Hey guys, welcome to the channel. A new sem, a new Notion page, but this time with a little twist. I have a lot to juggle this semester, and I thought to also include the other responsibilities I have to create a cohesive list on my Notion page. So let's get into it. Hello, now we're on the Notion page for this semester. So I did say that it was going to be a bit different than my usual ones, but still a little bit similar. By that, I basically mean that now I have not just my subjects, but also other things that I juggle in my life. So the general overall look of this is still anime lo-fi, which is very, very common. But for the color scheme I went with, I really like the combination of coppery browns and teals. I got kind of inspired by copper in Minecraft because I've been playing a lot of Minecraft with my friends lately, so I decided to go with this. But it still has the other colors because I am a very color centric, or I think in colors when I'm organizing my things. So of course we have the usual line at the top telling you what year it is, or telling me in a sense what time it is. So yeah, this is my 5th year in UP and my 2nd year in speech comm. So it's the first semester dashboard. So the color is here, the color box, this is the color box, and the text color is just plain white. And then this text is actually another copy paste text. So if you saw my sorting system, if you saw my Notion page last semester, I also used the same monospace font. So it's actually from Font Changer, fontchanger.com. So I'll put a screenshot of what it looks like, and you just type the thing on the top and then just click the thing that says monospace, and then you copy paste it into this section over here. If you guys are curious on how I make this code and how I'm able to change colors, I would suggest looking at the top right. So I can, it's gonna pop up somewhere that is gonna show you the video I have about CatTech and how you actually use it. So I don't have to go over the entire coding thing here. So basically, that is what I did. These are widgets from Indify, which I use a lot. I thought that the clock that has the planets kind of look a little bit like a gear, so going with the kind of steampunk color theme. I don't really know what I was going for, but it's kind of leaning near steampunk, so I thought that would be really cool because it had moving parts. And then, of course, my usual days until reading break and days until end of the semester countdown timers. And then over here is just my usual. Oh, by the way, these are the color codes for these if you guys are curious. So of course we have my usual to-do and my master list. The thing that changed is instead of having the calendar as a tab, I made the calendar a pop-out thing now. So it's gonna kind of link towards this master list as well and show all your deadlines in a calendar format right at the front. So the difference between urgent, still not done, and full list is that urgent, if we look at the filter, this is my usual urgent filter, by the way. So it's going to sort them by due date and category. So it's always going to be due date first, so it's going to be sorted by date. And then the rules here is it's urgent when the due date is within the next week, or the due date is today and it's not done yet. So we have this thing over here. It asks you if it's done. So it'll automatically go at not started, but you can click on it if my laptop does not lag. There you go. And then go in progress or done. So if it's done, then it'll just remove it from the urgent, so you don't have to worry about doing it anymore. And then of course we have tasks, we have category. Okay, I hope I solved my lag issues. But going back on the categories, these are the types of things that I do. So I have org number 1, and then org number 2, some volunteer work, and then some freelance work. And you can see all of this here, and you also have YouTube over there. You might be wondering why the numbers are wonky and why they are in this order and why there are 2 blues. Well, these are basically based on my personal color coding from my bullet journal. So org number 1 is red, and then basically I made this Notion page after I already assigned colors for my subjects. So I wanted to have the Notion page have it in rainbow order, but they're not in this order when I show them on the academics page. So, you just have to kind of deal with it because you're going to replace it with your own subjects anyway, so it won't be that confusing for you. So, it's just org work, my ACADS, YouTube, and then other org, volunteer work, and then freelance work. And then you just click on one of these to be able to sort them into their respective areas. And then for type, I don't really put a type here because it really depends on what you want. Last time I added a lot of different categories, but I feel like now, because it is a very varied list, it really depends on you, on what you want these sections to be. So I'm going to leave that to you guys. For due date, you can always change it, click it, do whatever. For guidelines and notes, if the professor gives you the guidelines for the project, or you need to do something for your club, your organization, you can put the instructions here. If I need to do something for freelance work and there's comments, I can put that there. So that is basically what it is. And then you can see it on the calendar if you have that. For the master list this basically takes everything from here that is still not done. So I have not labeled it as done here. It'll just show all of it in a giant list. And then the full list, even the stuff that are done, are going to be shown. So still not done, of course, I'll show you the filters. So the due date is always ascending because I want to be able to see things when they're due, or what's due first. And then it says here, when it's not started or in progress, you add it here, but when it's done, you don't. And that's it. That's the filter for that. So it's very, very simple, but once this starts filling up with information, the page is going to look a lot more full. So let's work through all the pages, and then we'll go through the academic section last. So first of all is org work. So I themed org work after, just dark blue. The thing with the icons over here is that they are from Flat Icon. No space, flaticon.com. And then if you make an account there, then they'll allow you to change the color of the icon. And then I just import it through the custom icon feature. So custom, import it here. And then it says org work, there's another copy paste font, and then it's very bare. And the reason why it's very bare is that I also want to protect the privacy of the org work that I'm doing, as well as, the links that I'm going to be using, because I'm going to be posting this. I don't want anyone to have access to special org links. So same thing, ongoing org work, org 1, org 2. So all the ongoing work that I still need to do is going to be here. And then if I want to change it to a certain organization, then, or all the work that I have, I can just click and click. And then for the area over here, since I do have 2 organizations, these are the colors of their logos, I'm going to put the quick links that I need for each organization over here in this callout box. So you don't have to highlight one by one. It's just one giant box, and then just paste all the links and label them. So there is it. Or there is it. There it is. Simple. Yeah, really, really simple org work box. But it's going to be a lot more complicated once I actually add the things that I need to add. Next is the YouTube box. Or YouTube page. So yeah, it's themed. It's pink. The theme is pink. And then this is what I would do. So we have the kind of video planners. I don't want to reveal anything, but the thing to be expected is that there's always going to be a plan with me at the end of the month. So this is how I set it up. So if you want to have if you're removing September and you want to add January, just click add a new month. I don't know if this is applicable to you guys, but you can change this to how you want if you don't have a channel like I do. But yeah, that's basically what is with this, that you can add a new one and then just move it to the side. But we will remove that for now so that we don't ruin that. Okay, so we move on to this bottom section. I had to put this tiny divider because I didn't want it to look too separate, but I also wanted a line to separate those. But basically, this is the video checklist. So for example, if I have a new scripted video, so for example, Plan With Me, I click this and then it shows the title and then a little checklist of all the things I have to do to finish that video. A live shot is this type of video, so I don't really need to script anything. I'm talking, or this is a debate vlog or just a normal vlog. I click on it and then it has its own checklist. And then a Plan With Me, of course, has its own because I still need to look for inspiration. I need to, draw and sketch on the bullet journal before I go record. So that is what I did. You can also do this and make it flexible for your subjects. If you have a paper, you want to make sure that everything that needs to be done on that paper is in it, so you can just have a checklist. So the way you change this is you get this gear configure template, and then you can just drag and drop blocks here. So drag blocks here that you want to duplicate, and then every time you push the button, it duplicates it. And then for here, it's the same thing. So there's always a still not done and a full list, but for this we have the YouTube as an additional filter along with the normal is it done, is it not done. So there, it just says YouTube, so it shows everything that is under the YouTube category. And then, of course, we're gonna have quick links for the channel, so the channel, inquiries, and the drive where I keep all my stuff. Moving on to the freelance work. So the freelance work that I'm doing is freelance blog formatting. So the colors are pretty arbitrary. I assigned this yellow, but of course I have the quick links to the website that I'm doing, like the thing for, like the external one that I can see, the blog section of the website, the section, like section 1 and section 2 if there is like an applicable thing for that, and then the editing section, aka the back end where I can edit things, the logs of the things that I'm formatting, the payment document where I can tell my employer how much articles I've already finished so that I can get paid, and then an invoice template so I can tell them, hey, this is how much you owe me. So another thing, really simple, I can't really reveal anything to you guys, so I didn't link that, but if you want to change it and make it into like your subject, like if you want to do it for your class instead, you can do that. So of course we have the same, like still not done full list, but it is under the freelance category. So this isn't just for like people who are extremely busy. You can also do this if you only have a few subjects. So instead of having like all of these and they all correspond to an individual thing, you can just add like 2 extra here if you have 6 subjects, keep them when you have 4 subjects, and then make these into your subject like Notion pages. And then now we move on to this area, the academics area. Oh, okay. So you might be wondering here, why this doesn't have a table name? Because usually it's gonna have a table name. So I've been doing that for my other tables as well, or other databases as well, but you can go to layout. So, I think this is called a meatball menu. So you go into the 3 dots, go to layout, and then you can see it says show database title. I recently got a comment asking me about this, so you can see you can hide the database title instead of what I did last semester where I just added like 5 spaces. And then you can also change the other things here. But that's basically, this is the academic thing. I made it a lot more simple, but it is still the same thing. So I'm going to explain to you what it is. So of course you go into the academics thing, we have the clock, we have pictures. This is a quick like do whenever, because that's the thing that I realized that I needed lately, is that there are certain things that I don't need to do urgently, but I still need to do eventually. Like for example, sort out my closet or clean my table, or like go through my desktop and fix up my files, sort out the random files I have on my downloads folder. So that's what I'm gonna do with that, is that just random errands that like are gonna improve quality of life but are not necessarily needed. And then these are the subjects that I have. So this is the reason why the subjects on the charts or on the task list are so confusing, because I sorted them here by like subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 by time. And you might be wondering why there's only 1 day when I usually have 2. So let me explain first by going into the class schedule. By the way, before I get into the class schedule, the clock here is also from Indify. So a lot if not all the widgets I'm using are from Indify. Okay, so go on to the class schedule. So instead of it being a picture or anything, or just marked out by these, I wanted to make a full class schedule. So the class schedule, if you look at it, there are some that are lighter than the others. So the ones that are darker / more saturated are these times when I have live classes. So for example, subject 1 only has a synchronous class on a Tuesday, but it doesn't have on a Thursday. But the schedule tells me that I have the class schedule on Tuesday, Thursday, even if I'm only going to live classes on Tuesday. So subject 2 has synchronous class on Thursdays, but not on Tuesdays. And then subject number 3 only has one schedule, which is 4 to 7 p.m. on Tuesdays only. So you can also see that on the Wednesday, Friday schedules, that subject 4 and 5 only have sync classes on Wednesdays instead of Fridays. So of course these are different colors, so there's no like way on Notion to change the colors like after, so you have to manually add them. So this is this hex code, and you can click on that and it's that hex code. Basically you can just turn these into whatever colors you want and then sort them around. So these are also cat-tech things, so of course I will still plug the last video I did about Notion on the upper right. these are copy pasted, and then these random hex codes you see on the bottom are the hex codes I used for this. I wanted a gradient of purple because most of it is purple anyway, so I added that. And then moved to the ACAD calendar. So the academic calendar, you can see, today's the 9th. The academic calendar is sorted this way. So there's an assignment, so it can be like academic, subject 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But since this is not an academic thing necessarily, it's just like a week progression, I left it unlabeled, and you'll understand why later. It's also, sorted by ascending date. It just makes it easier for me. And then the rule here is that the date is on or after today. So that's why it says current. If you want to see the full thing, you go to the full calendar. And the only thing it has is sorting. So right now, it's the first week of class. Okay, so the way that Notion does it is that you can't see what week you're in if you're already in it. So you can also look at the full calendar if you need any help. So there. This full calendar, or this ACAD calendar, coordinates also with the other pages. So if we look into, for example, subject 1, the same thing that I did with flat icon and the custom colors. So I just made it purple to match with the purple theme of the ACAD's page. So you can see that I have these. Let me explain this before I get into why these are pink. First of all is that this is day means the actual schedule of the class. So Tuesday, Thursday is the actual schedule of the class. I chose to display only Tuesday, which is the synchronous session, because it makes a little bit more sense to me. The time slot, of course, normal time slot, and then the section, and then what type of class it is. So majors, electives, GE, required, PE. It just depends on you. This color code is another CATEC thing where you do the color box, the color, and then the text color, same thing, and then you just put dashes so that you create a solid line to indicate what color the class is. If you remember my Notion page last semester, you would know that speech 150 was a class last semester. What I did is I chose not to change it because you guys are going to change it anyway, so I might as well just keep the same one for my own sanity. This is a copy-paste font once again, so you just type on font changer, and then copy-paste it here, and then this is the same color as everything, and then this only acts as spaces, so we don't have to put the lines that go across. If you want to show that, like, for example, I'm only showing that the sync class is on Tuesday, but if you want to show Tuesday, Thursday, you go out here to the ACADS list in the property section. So instead of showing sync, you remove that and then show day and then just move that up. So now you can see it says Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, instead of just when the synchronous sessions are. But I prefer it as, the synchronous session, so I will turn that off and then turn on the one that says synchronous or sync. There. That's just something you can do to change up what is displayed. I like having my section here as well. It makes it easier for me to pick things when I have to, write my section on a piece of paper, or not piece of paper, on my papers when I'm submitting them to professors. Easier for me. Okay, I am a very scatterbrained person, so go over here. Yes, some of you might be wondering, why is go to class page and open class syllabus the same color? Or not the same color, but it's the same color as each other, but not the same color as the rest of the page. Well, because this is an Indify button widget, and I don't want to reveal the links that I have for this class. And also, these are already preset to not have anything linked to them. They just are for show, so you can make your own. Basically, you just log on to Indify, go to the button section, and then make your own, and then just copy paste it here. So these are just placeholders. So I didn't really think to just make placeholder buttons, and then when I'm making it for myself, put real buttons that are the same color. It's just going to fill up my Indify stuff. But basically, you can look at this, and it's this exact same thing as last semester's Notion page. So class information, it really worked for me. And then the task input here, the subject notes here, course requirements, important information, important dates input, grades tracker, and grades conversion. Yeah, if you want more details on this, you can see last semester's Notion page, which I will also put in the upper right. But basically, this is the task input that is synced up to the main page. But over here, you can see that it has to say like still not done, but the category is subject 1 instead of the organizations or YouTube or like freelancing. And then we have the subject notes. So if you want to take notes on Notion, then you can take notes here. Then moving down here is the same thing for important dates input. For important dates input, this is a bit more complicated in the rules. So basically, date is on or after today. So you already saw that earlier. And the assigned, aka the subject, is subject 1. I didn't really color code these. So assigned subject is subject 1, or the assignment is empty. Empty just means that it'll be seen in every page. So that's what I did here. So you can see the week 1, week 2, week 3 because it's empty. But then if the subject has its own special important dates, then I can also put it here. And then you can see it in the main thing at the front. So this is for subject 1. They all just match the colors that they have. So this is subject 2. They all look exactly the same, apart from colors. But I just want to show you guys the colors. Subject 3. Subject 4. Subject 5. And subject 6. So I just want to reiterate that if you don't know how to make these are copy pasted, like the words, and then the code, you can see them, like you can see a more in-depth guide that I made in the upper right. So make sure to see those if you guys need help. There. So this is basically just what I'm gonna do for my academics, and the reason why it's very bare is because I'm going to put it as a template down below. So go to the description if you want to get this, or if you want to customize this for yourself, and then say that just go to the bit.ly/made by Maisie Notion. So it has capital, so the M in made and Maisie is capital, but the by is not, and then Notion has a capital N. Or, if you want to make it easier for yourself, just check the description. I will also have the links to the widgets I use, the ways that I found my pictures, the ways that I collect my colors, which I use coolers. These pictures I just found off Pinterest. These icons are from Flat Icon. The widgets are from Indify. So if you're really confused by all of that, I will put those in the description. Yes, so yeah, that is it for this, I'd say, pretty simple design. I hope you guys found this video helpful. It's not as fully designed as my previous templates, but it does cover a more flexible work schedule, at least for me. What do you think of the page? Any suggestions for tutorials, themes, or templates? Leave them in the comments below. If you found this video interesting, hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this from me, then hit the subscribe button and the bell to know when a new video is out. I try to upload every week, Monday nights at 8. I guess that's all for this video. Bye guys!